we go. All right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Boy Sports is back with another interview. I've been greatly asked, and it's greatly appreciated to be asked by Mr. Stauffer here of the Tri-City RiverGators of the AAL2. And I'm glad to have him on. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Hey, man, I'm doing good, man. I mean, we just had we got some college football tomorrow. We got NFL tomorrow, man. I was hitting the Madison community this week during fall break. Hey, man, we ready for the season next year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm glad. Like I said, I'm glad you hit me up and was like, "Yo, can we get something in?" Because you guys have been doing some interesting things lately that I have laid out in my ticker here. There's been some interesting, ads and different sort of things to get players to come on out. I wanted to talk first about these future tryouts slash evaluations. You got a couple. One next Saturday out in in Madison, Alabama, which I don't know where that's at, but it's at someplace, and then
Yeah,
another one in December back with the Mississippi Wolfpack and the Louisiana Rougarou also attending. So I kind of want you to explain both of those a little bit.
yeah, man, I got you. Actually, Madison, Alabama is next to Huntsville, Alabama, so it's in the north part of Alabama. It's
Ah,
it's like Huntsville is like, and then Madison is like right directly next to it. Last season we played at Now Soccer Academy, which is also where our tryouts is going to be next Saturday is our tryout, and it's also going to be at Now Soccer Academy. It's a good arena. I mean, it's nice, fancy. They built it a couple years ago, so it's like a brand new indoor soccer facility. But yeah, man, unlike most teams, actually, that Madison tryout, we're actually having it where athletes can show athletes do not have to pay a tryout fee, unlike most teams. And actually, we actually want our fans to show up in the Madison Huntsville area, and we're actually going to have it where our fans can watch the tryout for free and can meet the players after the tryout. And also, December 13th, Coach AG, who's our head coach of our team, he manages athletic engineering. He also works with the North Louisiana Football Association, and then they're going to have a little combine slash tryout on December 13th at Freedom Fields at 1:30 p.m. Where any athletes in the area, we want you to show up because we're also going to have Mississippi Wolfpack, who just moved up to the AAL, and also the Louisiana Rougarou, who played in the National Arena League this past season and for 2026.
yeah, yeah. I'm sitting here like, oh man, because I mean, I see a lot of teams, post like tryouts and stuff like that every so often, and it's like, yo, this is a really interesting tryout. Like, I hope we get players out there because there's a big ecosystem of players wanting to move up or wanting to move somewhere to where they can at least play and get some film in, to go up to the next level, and all that is cool, all that is great, and all that is a great use of time and energy. Um,
And
what do you what,
wait, can I
or you yeah, yeah.
about the trial actually is if you want to coach up coachag.com or actually on our Instagram we have a QR code if anyone can scan it and then actually go to event registration and then if you're an athlete just know that you're going to be there. It's just to let us know how many athletes are going to be there. So coachag.com or the QR code on the Tri-City River Gators Instagram is where you can find out where to sign up for the trial.
Okay. So yeah, so players, if you are watching, which some of you may be, it kind of depends. All the information, go to Tri-City RiverGators IG page. It's all there. You know, neat stuff in there where you can find all the information you need for those two specific tryouts. And are y'all doing like any more, like in between or just those two right now?
That's not well. Right now we haven't planned anything. Those are kind of our two main one. We have our official team tryout, and then of course the combine one. We may add something in between there, but right now we haven't planned that for that yet.
Okay. You said, earlier when we were chatting up before, we started, that you got into the team this past season, and I wanted you to kind of explain how you became involved, became the director of operations, with this team.
Yeah, man, it's actually an interesting story. So I was actually a fan this past year. I showed up to one of the games, and then I actually made a sign, which is above my head right there. And then I had a bunch of the players sign it and all that. And then with that, I grew a connection with all of them. And then just like within IG, grew connection with some of the players. And then also I knew the head coach of the team and all that. And so just one day I just straight up asked, I was like, could I help with anything? Can I be a ball boy? I want to go into like sports marketing as like after high school and all that. And so I just reached out, and then Coach AG, and then the general manager and co-owner Brandon Glenn. He talked to me for a little bit. We had a good little Zoom interview, and then that's how I'm here. And then we were in the Madison community yesterday, handing out flyers to local businesses, and that's kind of how I got to the director of operations for the Tri-City RiverGators.
Wow. Wow, I did not. I mean, I kind of expected a story like that, but I don't think I expected it like that.
Yeah.
Are you in college right now, or are you still in high school?
I'm a senior in high school.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm a senior at Albertville High School. I got to shout out my high school. Let's go Aggies. We won our first game last Friday night. We ended our 33 game losing streak. So shout out to the Aggies.
Wow, wow, a 30 man. I haven't heard of a 30-something game losing streak in a long time. That's a long time, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it was a long time coming, but then we beat Grissom 20-18 at Joe Davis Stadium in Huntsville, and that was, I mean, we were definitely celebrating in the streets last Friday night.
okay. Yeah. That's real good. You said also that you kind of wanted a future in sports marketing. Like, kind of give you a rundown of that a little bit.
So right now I'm kind of like an intern with the Tri-City RiverGators and all that, and this is just mainly my thing to get my foot in the door of this like arena football, alternative football kind of scene. And so I mean, I want to be like a sports marketer for potentially a bigger arena team, or potentially the UFL or something like that. So that's kind of how I want to do it. But right now we're focused on the RiverGators, and that's that really.
Um, and as far as getting the local community involved, what has that been like for you, and like not just the last week or so, but throughout the entirety of 2025, because you went to all the games, right?
I actually only went to one of the games, one of the home games.
Okay, just one of the home games. Well, still, you were able to
Yeah.
you were able to go out to at least one home game.
Yeah. Well, last year was kind of like our kind of like laying the groundworks for the 2026 year. It was kind of just getting everything, like getting a team out there, like in Huntsville, just staging a team and playing a season of football. This year we're planning on doing a lot more with the local community, like like I said, like handing out flyers before the games, like to local businesses, and then just like talking to local people, just telling them about our team. And so 2026 is planned to be a lot more promotion and trying to get the fans out for our 2026 year.
Um, what else can I ask that's interesting? Because um, what?
Wait, can I add something right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
This past week, Jason Hall, our former running back, who was a rookie this past year, he went to a smaller college. He tried out for us this past year. He was a really good running back. He won a team award. I think it was co-offensive player of the year. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost certain it was co-offensive player of the year. And then he just signed with the Mississippi Wolfpack, who are moving up to the AAL. So I mean, we have a proof of concept where we can have guys that move up to potentially the higher leagues, where they can actually, you know, potentially, just keep moving up in the ladder of arena football to the UFL to potentially to the NFL. So I just want to give a shout out to Jason Hall, our running back this past year, for moving up to the AAL.
Yeah, Yeah, I did see that post. I was like, wait a minute, I knew I forgot something, but you know, yeah, good for him moving on up. That is the biggest goal at this level because a lot of teams kind of sugarcoat it or blackball team or players and stuff like that and everybody else. So it's a long, complicated ecosystem that there's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no way you can get around it. Once you're in it, you're kind of in it. And there's a way out. There's definitely ways out, but for some, you're in it for the long haul. For others, you may not be here for very long, but the impact is still there. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
And speaking of the AAL and the AAL too, how do you feel about the AAL coming back with Columbus, Wheeling, and Mississippi so far, with maybe more potentially on the footsteps of the door they're knocking.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're excited for the AAL coming back. As if our viewers don't know, we are actually in the AAL too, but the AAL is what's supposed to be the pro league. But then they end up shutting down their operations a couple years ago. But now they're back with Columbus, Wheelings, and Mississippi, and we're just happy because this is a big kind of it's like a big opportunity for our players to also play those teams during the year, so that they can move up and actually play these teams, so they can actually meet the coaches, meet the coaches, meet the general managers, and see if they're really good fit for their organizations. So we can't wait to play those teams, Mississippi and Columbus. I'm pretty sure that we're playing this year in our schedule. And so I just think it's a good opportunity for the players to grow networking connections with some of these head coaches and general managers for these higher up leagues.
Absolutely, absolutely, it is. It is always a great opportunity to continue to grow. Um, as far as continued future plans with the River Gators, what do you see yourself doing? In the next maybe year, maybe next couple of years with the River Gators. Do you still see yourself with the River Gators? After 2026, or are you thinking about moving on potentially?
I mean, right now we're taking it day by day, really, with me. And just yeah, just that's kind of just it. I mean, right now we're hoping to gain some attendance. This coming up year we have I'm just gonna give follow us on social medias to find a couple more potentially big updates for our team. And so, yep, that's that. And actually, the head coach is about to pull in, so I'm gonna text him the thing. Okay. I meant the general manager of the team. I'm sorry.
And this is gonna be fun.
All right, so we're back. We're back. We have to do a little pause real quick, and another of our, another guest has joined us. Mr. Brandon Glenn has joined us, the GM, the guy who runs the show for the Tri-City River Gators. Come on in, and how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing it, man. I'm doing pretty good. I am actually a little bit under the weather, but hey, my man Isaac said we got this interview. Here I am, man.
Hey, I'm glad you're in. He shot a message to me like a couple days ago, and I was like, I mean, I don't really do these types of interviews like right now. Like if it were
Yeah.
January or February or early March before the season begins, like I would absolutely do this. But I was like, hey, you know what? What the hell? Might as well
What the
get
hell,
this
man? Get that content, man. Get that content.
get that content. So, what I wanted to ask you specifically was a couple things. How has things been running this team? You guys only had a couple wins last year. You got beat by the AL2 champions, who have now moved up to the AL in the semifinals, in one of the semifinals, because they were division semifinals. How did you feel about the 2025 season in a nutshell?
Uh, Besides the losses, I felt pretty good about it. This is our second year fully operating. The first year we was in Albany, Georgia, and it really did pan out down there. We had some venue issues down there. The city wasn't didn't have enough funds to like fund our team. So, we tried our best there. A little bit late last year, same time. moved the team to Madison, well, Huntsville area, and running it, man. It's been wow. It's been up and down, man. I never thought it'd be like this. Uh, I never thought I'd actually be running a team right now. I've had, my past. I've been a foreman, I'm electrical leader on teams, and especially where I work now. I work for Facebook, so I'm one of the digital networking engineers there. So, um, man, the greatest challenge is keeping the emotions in check. You know, every guy that's on the team, even down to the coaches and the fans. It's a lot of emotions that go into football, and of course, if you love football, you know that. And but that the ups and downs, the venues, the how much you got to pay for a ref, how much you got to pay a player, just putting all of that, on a spreadsheet type, and getting it all organized and getting these guys up to the next level. We actually our running back from last year actually moved up to the AAL. He's going to be actually playing with the Mississippi Wolfpack, Jason Hall, and we got some good things moving, man. We got some good guys on our team. I just got Isaac. He's one of my guys now, man. The director of operations. And he's been doing his thing. So we getting a lot of good guys on our team, man.
Uh, yeah, he told me a little bit about how y'all met and everything like that.
Yeah.
You want to kind of explain that story a little bit too?
Oh yeah. So I think we was at the first or second home game,
First
and
home.
it was the first home game, and I saw Isaac come in, and he drew my logo by hand, and I was like, wow, I'm like, wow, I'm really, moving people, to yeah, there it is right there. I'm really moving people with this, and when I met Isaac, he had such a high spirit, and I'm like, wow, this guy's gonna be something, Then went through the whole year and he came back, and now it's got a couple of players signed the his picture, and now he's working for us. And it just could be just like that, Um Arthur Blank, you know who that is, owner of the Falcons. He started very small. He started with one of his buddies, and they were working at an Ace hardwood store. I'm sorry to go into a store, but uh knowing his story, they worked at an Ace Wood hardware store. They was 36 years old. I'm 35 years old. And they came up with the idea of the Home Depots. And him and his guy. So the guy that owns the Home Depots and Arthur Blank both were buddies. And they came up with that, and then they got enough money to buy the Falcons. And now they've been in this for almost 40 years. you know. And it takes guys like Isaac. It takes guys like Enrique Crumbs. It takes guys like Alvin A.G. It takes guys like Eddie Hall. It takes these people to put this together. And it's not just about football. It's about family. It's about
Mm-hmm.
community. It's about happiness that you bring to people, And if anything in this world, you don't get people together of all kind, of all races, of all cultures, it's football and church. So if we can, pinpoint that in a little bit of our lives every day, not just with football. Football is the entertainment part, but everything that comes with it, I think we'll be in a better place, man, in this world.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. Like, and how long have you been like, in this sphere? Because in the
Mhm.
indoor and arena football sphere, like, how long have you been in it?
So this will be going on my third year. But before that, me and my dad, and he owns the team too, we ran a little league part for almost 7 years. And that was in Birmingham, Alabama,
Mm,
Huffman Ballpark. And we put that, ballpark on a new scale. We brought in fresh ideas. We changed up a lot of stuff. We ran the football team and the baseball fields. Man, that's from concessions to pulling tickets to advertising to getting sponsors. So I kind of had a little practice at my young man age. My little brother was playing at the part two, and I played at that part two. Won Dizzy Dean championships there. So I kind of got the love of like doing it through my dad, if that make any sense. Seeing him going back and forth, running for me and running for my brother, contributing to the community, contributing to the park, to the people, you know. That's what kind of got me into this. And I had a flag football team too. We went kind of national. We played in Orlando. We lost in the first round, but I kept that team for like 2 or 3 years, running those guys, coaching them. So yeah, I just kind of found the love for it. I guess as a kid, I never been really kind of asked that question like how I got into it. It just was boom one day. Hey, my dad called me, said, "Hey, Brandon, I got an idea. Work with me on this." I said, "Okay, this is what we got." Said it's gonna be just like the park, but bigger. And here we are today.
Hmm. That's interesting. That's interesting. So you never really been, into like indoor and arena beforehand, right?
No, so I watched it a lot. Hold on, let me cut this right. I watched it a lot, kind of growing up. The Birmingham Steel Dogs when they was in Birmingham. I went
Yeah,
to them
yeah, yeah,
games a
yeah.
lot. Um, I got to actually try out for a team in the arena, but the week I was supposed to go back, I was also trying to walk on to Albany State, and
Ah,
I end up shattering my fibia and my tibia
oh
at
my goodness.
Albany State. Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to just kind of do my whole career, and it kind of ended my career a little bit. But that's okay, because a lot of guys this happens to them. Look at what happened to Tariq Hill.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was
So
rough.
that's rough, man. It's rough. Mine was, I ain't trying to get gruesome or nothing, but it, basically was piercing out of my skin. Yeah,
Ooh,
one of
ooh.
those. So um, it's guys that don't get the opportunity, to really display who they are or come along and like, hey, it might be a coach, and every coach ain't a good coach. Every player ain't a good player. Um, but some coaches they try to help, and some coaches they don't. And so I want to make a way where these guys they feel comfortable on this team, and they feel comfortable in what we're doing. They feel comfortable coming to practice, knowing that they have a path that they can see, and they can see the end, of the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't never want to bring a guy on and he feels like I don't know what's next, or what's next, or he get cut, or he drops off. And that stuff happens in this business. You're gonna get cut and you're gonna get picked back up.
Mm-hmm.
That happens. But it's the plan is always God's plan. I ain't trying to get too churchy on you guys, but that's how I look at things. It's in a design plan. It was a design plan for me to break my leg. It was designed. I wouldn't be right here with the passion in my heart to talk to you guys and talk to my team and talk to this community if that didn't happen to me. So it's always, you got to turn lemon into lemonade. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we about. That's what we about.
Yeah. So, kind of a question for both of you.
Okay.
What do you think the biggest challenge will be heading into 2026? Because it's been a silly season, as we like to call it, as us experts and guys that have been in this thing for the longest time call it. This is the silly season right now.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What are y'all thinking? Like, what is 2026 going to be like for you guys? What are you guys going to be doing? Isaac already explained it a little bit, but I want to kind of get your thoughts, Mr. Glenn. A little
Yeah.
bit.
Man, I feel like this is gonna be exciting, man. This is gonna be one of the best seasons we had. Um, we got NFL caliber guys on our advisory board. So these guys will be coming in, coaching up our guys, at the NFL mentality. You know what I mean? They want to get to the next level. You need to talk to somebody that been there. So we got maybe 3 or 4 guys that's on our advisory board and an Olympian on our advisory board that has that type of mindset. So I feel like when they come in, they talking to these guys, they're gonna get them in that mindset. And the city of Madison, Abbeville, Huntsville, they want this. They want this team. Just a couple weekends ago, I did the old roughing thing. So I went out in the streets, man. Me and my coach and a couple other guys, we went out. We started talking to businesses. We shaking the hands. We letting people know that this is your team. This is your team. It is mine by, by LLC, but it's yours by city. And letting these people know that, man, I was getting hugs in the street. People were buying me drinks. We had a really good time in Huntsville and in Madison. So I'm excited, man. Once people start really getting to know what's going on and know what we are, I think it's going to really take off.
Gotcha. I wanted to ask you a little bit more about your other businesses, and we kind of briefly talked about it before. We hit the record button again. But what other kind of side businesses, side hustles have you been doing, my man?
Yeah, okay, so so yes, of course, my main job is that I'm a data technician engineer for Facebook. So I done that. I've been in telecommunications for how old I am? It's almost 15 years. So that's going from Comcast, AT&T to this. Um, and the football team, and I also have a medical courier business. So I get people, I dispatch work to these people for jobs. I got 2 people working in Wisconsin for me right now. I just kind of got it off the ground. It was something I wanted to add on for the season, mainly for the players. So once I get contracts coming here in Georgia and Alabama, I'm gonna start hiring some of the players. So when they travel away from home or if they need housing or anything, I got a job for them. They can work, get paid. They can pay for their being here. So and me and my daughter, we fix phones.
Oh,
Yeah, so we fix
yeah,
phones and
look,
iPads and
look.
stuff.
Mine's is cracked a little bit. I cracked it one day. I just got the 16E like about a
Yeah,
couple months ago. I cracked it a little bit, trying to
is
get
the
on the
screen
train.
still working, or
Yeah, the
is it
screen
the
still
screen?
works and everything.
Okay, that's good then.
So, but hey, fixing
That's the easy
phones.
part. This now if you break that digitizing, you
Yeah,
got something different there.
yeah. The phones are phones. Like this is literally my first iPhone. So,
Yeah, I just got a shipment today, so I got a couple of them to work on. Just a few.
um, gents, do you have anything else to add? Do you want to shout out your social medias and anything like that for me?
I'll go
Yeah,
first on
yeah.
this
Go
one.
ahead.
You can follow me on Instagram at Isaac Sports Media. That and also just some final remarks though, man. The River Gators, we're coming to Huntsville in 2026. We're ready to be your team, Huntsville. We are your team. This is my team, your team, but most of all, our team. And also, as always, hashtag Gator mode, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I want y'all guys to follow me on Tri-City River Gators on Instagram, TikTok. What is it now? X,
Yeah,
YouTube.
Twitter. I still call it Twitter. Still Twitter.
YouTube. Go follow us, man. Look us up on Google. Soon as you type in Tri-City, it's gonna pull up River Gators. Remove it to the top, man. And just everybody that's in Huntsville and Madison, I want to bring something to you guys you never seen before. I want you to I'm bringing the experience to you and your family. This can go all the way down to your grandmama. If she's 99 years old, she gonna have fun here. So let's make it a special. Let's make it special. Let's make it memorable. And let's get out there, man. Support us.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, got a couple tryouts in the future. A
Oh
couple
yeah, oh
tryouts,
yeah.
evaluations.
Oh yeah. Oh, let me touch on that too, real
Yeah,
quick.
okay,
Uh,
yeah,
my
yeah.
my
Please touch on
my
that.
And my head coach, he is actually he's the businessman for athletic engineering. So before we met, he was a trainer. So he was training these guys and he was managing these guys to get them to the next level. So me and him clicked and I said, hey man, we did a season. He brought me some guys, we did pretty decent. So I told him, hey man, you're gonna be my head coach. So now we formed a pipeline. And I want all the players that listen to this and know this is real. This is not fake. This is the real pipeline. It is the Tri-City River Gators and the NAL Louisiana Rougarou. We have direct contact with these people. And of course, we're going to move up too in the next year or so. With the support of Huntsville, the support of Madison, we're going to move up also. But what we're trying to do is to develop these guys and get them to the next level. And this is the pipeline. This is where you want to be. You want to be somewhere, your future, where you're going to end up at. You hit up Alvin AG at Athletic Engineering. You hit up me at Tri-City River Gators on all platforms. This what you want, come get it.
Yeah, and y'all pay y'all players too, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Say it one more
Like
time.
y'all pay y'all players during and after games, right? Too, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
So we got incentives. So let's say a guy catches 4 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Each touchdown's worth $40. So that's how we pay our players off incentives. So if they do things in the game, they get paid for that. If you don't do anything, you don't show up to the game, you don't get paid for that.
Gotcha. Well,
And we also, I'm sorry, I mean cut y'all, but we
that's
also
fine.
we have Odyssey is one of our sponsors. So Odyssey, they have a commission-based uh, program. So I give that to all my players. They sell their products. They get commission for it. I don't get a dime for it. They sell it on their own. And I also help them get deals with gloves and cleats so they can wear them in the game and they'll get paid a stipend for that. So we working over here, man. We got NIL agents on our squad. So we're working. We trying to get these guys' names out there.
Gotcha. Well, gentlemen, I'm glad Mr. Stoffer. I'm glad you hit me up. Like a couple
Yeah.
days ago, earlier this week. I'm glad you did. I'm glad I could get both of you guys on here to kind of talk about this team and talk about the future of this team and talk about where this team is heading. This team may be going places similar to other teams that I've interviewed. Like I said, I interviewed Mr. Holmes, from Georgia, from the Georgia
Oh,
Indians. Yeah, and
yeah.
they were going places till they lost, but but it is what it
Yeah.
is.
Now
But
the Georgia Indians, I'm good friends with Leonard, and Leonard he just had to take a step back this season. Got to get you. This is a business. Some guys they come in
absolutely,
it's like, hey, they just like playing football, but this ain't little league. You show up to this on Saturdays, you get your little going home bag of candy and everything, and you go on about your business. Now this is real, so it's a business. You have to run it that way, and everybody is getting in that mindset. So that's a good thing. So Leonard, shout out to him. I see him next year. Can't wait.
yeah. I'll definitely be around. If games are being streamed and I got time on a Saturday, I'm definitely gonna be hitting those streams
Pull
up.
up, man. Come
Yeah.
on. Where you at?
I'm in Dallas, so I can't really
Okay.
get all the way
Okay. Not
down
not 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 right
to.
now.
Yeah, can't really get all the way down there. But what I'm saying is, I can definitely watch the streams. I'm definitely
Oh yeah,
watching YouTube
gotcha. I
streams
got
and
you.
whatnot.
Definitely.
Hey man,
Uh,
support the team's good. Anything says support the team's
yeah,
good.
hey,
Yes, sir.
yeah, absolutely. Again, thank you guys so much for coming on. It was greatly appreciated that y'all hit me up and was like, "Yo, we need to do something, to get more awareness about our team because we want to be at the top. We want to be number one."
Yes, sir.
So, uh, again, thank y'all so much for coming on, and I hope everybody has a good night and everything like that. It's Friday night. We got sports all weekend, man.
Yes,
So I'm
sir.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited for another weekend. For me, for Mr. Glenn, Mr. Stoffer, we out. So,
We out. Appreciate you, big boy.
all right, y'all.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Man, hey, see you, Mr. Glenn.
See you later, man. Gator mode.
Gator mode.